Hi there everyone, Josiah here with Womprat Creations with this week's show and tell, and the first show and tell of the new year, so happy New Year's. I am pulling out, I've gone over a couple of pieces already. This is the next piece in my full reveal of my Return of the Jedi Boba Fett costume. Specifically, this is a space diaper. No, it is his cod piece, and then the small, I think it's called a kidney plate that goes along the back. But I mean, look at this. This is a space diaper. No, this is actually my least favorite part of the whole costume because it's super uncomfortable to wear. I am not a fan of cod pieces. You can see that this is the front piece, the cod piece, which is some kind of vacuum formed plastic, which is fairly thick. So I mean, it has a little bit of movability and adjustability, but it keeps its shape pretty nicely. And then the back piece, the kidney plate, these are two separate pieces which actually are held together with these, I use some nylon 1/4-20 bolts, if I can get it out, to hold this together. And on the head of these, I 3D printed some of these trapezoidal things that are, you can see on the costume. And I think, I would guess that this is a pretty close approximation of how these pieces were actually held together, along with some other pieces on the costume that we'll get into later. But in the costume, you can only see the top, but I'm assuming that it was to cover a bolt or something like that. But yeah, these are two pieces, and then I hold them together with this law enforcement duty belt that I picked up from some surplus store, just because it made it easy to put on and take off, and I could adjust it fairly easily with that, and it hides pretty well once it's all put together. And then there's this elastic band that goes in between your legs and connects the two pieces together. Again, this is not the most comfortable portion of this costume, but I mean, you can't be Boba Fett without it. You know, it's at least not Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. As you can see in, spoilers ahead if you haven't finished Season 2 of The Mandalorian. If you haven't, what are you doing? Go watch The Mandalorian, it's fantastic. But they got rid of the cod piece in Boba Fett's new getup, which is lovely. Once I saw that, I was excited. Because this really was the worst part of that costume, was having this on. It made it impossible to go to the bathroom without almost completely undressing, and yeah, it's just not a comfortable piece. You can't sit with this on, so you're basically stuck standing. Boba Fett costume, at least the way I had it put together, not a particularly comfortable costume to wear, but this was still a fun paint job. It may not look like a whole lot, but there's some really fun shading and weathering that was done on this. But you can see this is the first green piece of armor that I'm showing for this costume, and it was done with a layered paint job. So you had the silver was the first layer. I masked the damage areas off. Then the yellow, I masked those areas off, and then I put down the green, this really lovely, almost forest green. It's really nice. And then of course I did some weathering. There's some small splatter spots on the back, and it's all banged up and scratched up, and that is, I mean, everything on Boba was just so much fun to paint. But yeah, this, not my favorite piece, but it's not terrible either. But thank you guys for tuning in for this week's show and tell. I hope that your new year is off to a fantastic start. And if it isn't, you have the rest of the year to make it right. And yes, we will close on a shot of me wearing this incredibly uncomfortable piece of cosplay equipment. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Hey, look at you, you overachiever you. You watched that entire video and you deserve something awesome in return. You can head over to wompratcreations.com, the link will be down in the description, and you can pick yourself up some awesome Womprat Creations merch, just like this original Only You Can Prevent Imperial Invasions Ewok t-shirt. Thanks, guys.
517 to scanner control. 316, report to control. 53 to upper bay door. 53 to upper bay door.